Hello everyone, welcome back to the another episode of the Rishabh Jain Show, a podcast for solopreneurs building a business around their passion, knowledge, and skills. And today we have another very interesting guest on our show. So today we have Deniero Bartolini. He is a high ticket consultant. He is the author of book Smart Business Better You. He is also a podcast host and interviewed more than 450 guests on his show in last 14 years. He is also a former Google Ads agency owner. So, in this podcast, we talked about how you can use cold emails to book 15 to 20 calls in a week as a coach or consultant. We also talked about how you should approach when it comes to writing a cold email. So, listen the whole conversation. Also, tell me in the comment section what do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Whatever may be your opinion, just let me know in the comment section. Okay, so just listen and enjoy. Hey, Danilo. Hey, man.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. And what about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. Glad to be here.
Okay, yeah. So, first of all, uh, I'm really grateful that you are here. And I'm sure that the conversation we are going to have is going to be valuable for so many people out there. And you are going to share the things that you have learned from your vast experience in entrepreneurship and marketing. So, uh, the first, so without any delay, like I just want to ask you first very important thing, and this is something which is very very important because uh, if we don't know exactly like how the people get started in their journey, then it's very difficult to know exactly what the people have done in their past. So the first question is like how this journey of entrepreneurship started for you.
It's a great question. So I always wanted to have a location independent job. I didn't want to be stuck in one place. So my
Okay.
motivation to become an entrepreneur was not as much about money, but about time freedom and figuring out where to work from. And then once we got good, we also got the money as a byproduct of our work. But the idea is that we wanted to build something. And when I say we, I was talking about family as well, that was able to support me in this journey and in this type of lifestyle that a normal job and an office job, especially, would not be able to provide me with.
Okay. So, what do you think was the biggest challenge when it comes to building a business as an entrepreneur in your life? What you felt?
Yeah. I think that the biggest challenge that everybody faces, everybody really, without exception, is that you don't realize how long it takes and how, how difficult it can be. And there's a lot of misconceptions of their courses, programs that will tell you that you can start building something, within weeks. And that is true, but there's a big difference between making some money online and actually having a sustainable business. Making some money online does not take long. Matter of fact, I can, go over a couple of programs that will allow you to make decent money for maybe a month or two. But then as soon as you realize that that's not a business, then you're like, oh, okay. So how do I actually build a business that pays me in perpetuity for years to come? That's a completely different set of skills than making money online.
Okay, and do you think like the background or any kind of mental belief? These are the issues also people face when it comes to building a business.
The background, not as much. I know a lot of successful people that were any type of employee before they started their business. Some of them were actually even just students and went into business right away. So the background is not as important as much as the understanding of two simple principles. First off, that you need to really build something for years to have something worth calling a business. And You got to be willing to do a lot of learning and applying the learning right away. So too much learning and without doing will kill your business, and too much doing without learning will also kill your business. And so managing those expectations of the amount of time that will take you and the ability to be consistent with learning and doing back and forth, zigzag, is really what's going to make you successful in the long run.
Okay, that's a great point. Like learning and doing. We need a balance. Too much of anything is going to create a lot of challenge, and people will feel stuck. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, so the next thing that I want to ask is very important. Like you are like a high ticket consultant as well. So what do you think are the qualities that help the coaches and consultants to stand out from the crowd?
Standing out from the crowd is all about finding the crowd that resonates with you. Okay. So you do not want to push your image, your way of being, and your brand onto someone or some type of niche that is not looking for someone like you or that does not resonate with you. So
Okay.
I would say instead of picking a very hard sport that you're not good at and try to become a pro athlete at that sport, try to see what are the sports that maybe are a good fit for you possibly, and then master that sport. And I'm using the sport analogy because it's obvious, right? So if you're not, let's say, 6'5", there's no way that just sheer practice will take you to the NBA. You cannot, you know, go and even practice 20 hours a day if you are, let's say, 5'10" or 5'8" and say, I want to become an NBA star, because it's just not that niche. It's not, you're not meant to be in that niche. Now, I'm not saying that it's completely impossible, but I am saying if your audience is looking to make money and the fastest path from point A, which is now, to point B, which is I finally have what I want, which is a functioning business, try and find something and enter in a niche that resonates with you. So it doesn't mean necessarily passion. You could do something just for the money so that then you can feed your passions. But at the same time, as an example, if you want to be a high ticket consultant or high ticket consulting firm and charge 10, 15, 20K, you cannot go there without any prior experience in
Yes.
sales or any prior
Exactly.
experience in branding. These are
Exactly.
very key things. And so before you get to that point, maybe you want to do some different work that doesn't require right away sales, and you focus on that, and then you save money. While you're saving that money, you can develop your sales skills and experiences and get your experiences. And then you can start creating an agency or a consulting firm. That's why this is the apex, the meeting point of all my skills that I've developed over the past 15 to 17 years. And just a few years ago, I decided to pre-package all this info and turn it into the consulting firm that we have right now, the Remote CEO.
Okay. So it's a great insight, like how a coach or consultant who is getting started can actually stand out. So finding the right niche is very crucial when it comes to, and it's not just about passion, but also like uh having some experience for
Can
it.
I give you an example? Let's talk examples here so that your audience can take notes and start from today. If you love going to the gym and you're getting fit and it becomes natural to you to count calories or to take notes of how much you lifted the day before and how much you're going to lift next week, well, maybe considering a career or a business in that field would not be a bad idea, because the experience that you have can already be monetized, right? As an example, if you, and I have another example, very interesting example. I had a friend of
Okay.
mine that wanted to open a business in Canada and was keeping on trying to become a consultant or a coach, right? These
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
like coaching nowadays, everybody's talking about coaching and coaching and coaching. And he's like, oh, I can't find nobody wants to buy from me. And I was like, do you have any testimonials? No. Do you have any case studies? No. Do you have any prior experiences? No. And I was like, okay, so why would you do this? And then we were talking back and forth, and I was like, and he's like, yeah, I don't have that much experience even. I didn't really finish university. What I did though, in the meantime, I worked in a business as a commercial cleaner for offices. And I looked at him and I was like,
Okay.
have you thought about opening your own cleaning business? And he laughed. He literally laughed at me. And I was like, why are you laughing? And he goes, well, what do you mean a cleaning business? And I'm like, you start, you know how to clean very well. So start with that. If you get 2 or 3 contracts, hire 4 or 5 people. Now let them do the work, teach them how to clean correctly. And sure enough, after he put his ego aside, he realizes like it's actually not a bad idea. And he got his first 2 contracts within a couple of weeks. Within a couple of months, he actually had a website running, 3 people working for him. Now he does not touch a single sponge. Everything is done by his staff. He doesn't leave the house, which is
Yeah.
his home office.
Yeah.
And he has staff going around and cleaning. He just replenishes the inventory when the cleaning products are done. And he's thinking about possibly keeping the business without even selling it because he's like, now I put together almost like a franchise model that I can start in other cities. And
Yeah.
so going back to what we were saying, like it doesn't have to be a passion. It could be something that has a need in the market that you think you can really become very good at.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
that's the case, put your ego aside. And again, if he wants to now, after years of experience, he owns this business, by the way, since 2016. So we're going for 9 years now. If he
Okay.
decides to sell it, he'll get quite a bit of money and he can invest in anything else, including becoming a coach or a consultant. And now, though, he has experience because he actually is a business owner that has things to share with other business owners.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I think now the audience got a lot of clarity about it, like exactly what it takes to be a high ticket coach or consultant. So the next thing I want to ask is like I want to jump in the tactical stuff now. And I want
Yeah.
to ask you, like, you have a system that can help coaches and consultants to book 20 calls a week by spending less than $300 a month. So how
Yeah.
this system works? Like, what is the first step?
So the first step is that so we're talking about emailing, cold email outreach, which is very big. There's many, many, many ways of getting it wrong and not getting any sales or calls at all. And there's other ways, a few ways to get it right. And the idea is that you would want to really again, first off, look for this, you would need to find a growing market. Okay. So you cannot try and sell search engine optimization or Google ads or something because it is not a growing market. People have heard about these things for years, and so it doesn't pique anybody's interest. But if there's anything that you can think of that can be seen through the eyes of someone searching for new opportunities, then you can get into someone's inbox and actually catch their attention with a cold email. And the cool thing about cold emails is that it can be totally automated and you can send thousands of them a day and without
Yeah.
even breaking any spam laws that should add because these are verified contacts that have
Okay.
expressed interest in being at least reached out online somehow, and therefore this is not spam, so to speak. And so, with that said, putting together systems, going on platforms like Instantly or similar, and setting it all up and starting to send emails has never been easier. And between the fee that you pay for the tool and the fee that you would pay for buying domains and getting email addresses, you can get the ball rolling and sending over 1,000
Okay.
messages a day in less than 2 weeks and spending $250 a month.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So it's like sending cold emails and sending thousands of them every single week, and using them to, like, leveraging them to book the calls for coaching, for booking coaching and consulting clients, right?
You would want to, there's 2 ways. You can either book the call right away, or you can give free information and then ask for them to, if they want to know more,
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
if you lead in with value and then you have a call to action that says, do you want to know more? And they will say yes. Now they
Okay.
are basically subscribing, so to speak, to your content or to your information. And then you can put them into a normal newsletter machine and kind of indoctrinate them into what in what you want them to do, whether it be get on a phone call or something else. Here, there's a caveat there. Here's the thing. You need to build somewhat of a brand first, okay? And so I do
Okay.
not recommend someone just starting from scratch and being like, okay, now I'm going to sell this thing, whatever that thing is, and then send cold emails. People are not stupid, right? People
Okay.
that reply to cold emails will Google, will go and see if this person is legit, if they have
Yeah.
experience. And
Yeah.
so
Yes.
if that is the case at that same time, I would say you would probably want to build a good website, get some testimonials, get some podcast interviews, maybe coming on a show like yours or similar, and giving all the info. And then from that point on, start doing cold email outreach, because now when
Okay.
people Google you, they see that you are a credible source of information and you're not just spamming people.
Okay. Okay. So having some kind of background, some reviews, some credibility in the market is also important to actually get this strategy work. Okay. Basically, how we will able to find those people and their email addresses to whom we actually will cold email. What is the method to that to get those people?
So you can go on lead aggregator platforms like Apollo, Zoom Info, D7 Lead Finder, or any other platform like
Okay.
LinkedIn Sales Navigator. But
Okay.
again, I would say, so you can go there. There's also a lot of virtual assistants that will help you with scraping them by hand, and they will charge you a fraction of what you would pay for leads on Apollo, for example. And so the leads are not the end of there's also, by the way, Facebook groups for cold
Okay.
email outreach that you can join, which I'm not affiliated with. I'm just saying that you could go and join and get very detailed information about who does what and where you can get leads, etc. So the information is out there. But again, it's all ties into what I told you at the beginning, my friend, which is don't jump the gun. Like if you don't have, like, I'm sure that the information that you're asking and the questions are for seasoned business owners that now are ready to do cold email. But if they're starting from scratch from today, I would say forget about sending cold emails, because that's, again, if you don't have any testimonials or reviews, you're not
Okay.
going to get. You need to first go at those clients. And so actually reaching out maybe in the local market and asking to work, maybe not for free, but at a deep discount in exchange for a video testimonial. And so
Okay.
these are the types of things that a lot of people don't want to do. If you remember before, I told you, you got to start with the assumption that it's
Okay.
going to take a lot longer than you imagine to build a successful business. Okay. And
Okay.
so when people be like, I gotta get leads. Okay, do you have the testimonials? No. Okay, so go get the testimonials. And then you're like, okay, I got one testimonial. It took me a month. Okay, now get 10 more. And then you realize it's gonna take a year or two. And then some other be like, and then the book, you want to write a book? I wrote a book. After I published a book, I started getting a lot more phone calls booked, because now people can see me as a published author and they feel compelled to speaking to me because they feel like I have something to share. That's great. Want to know how long it took me to do that? It took me about 6 months worth of research and a couple of dozen books that I read for that research. It took me 2 months to write it, day and night, sweat and tears. And then it took me about 11 months for pre-publishing. So anything that has to do with the editing of the book. And then we launched it, and I spent another 3 months during the launch. In total, it was basically a couple of years of hard work just to put that book out. But I knew that that book was going to bring my business forward. And so
Yes.
when I took that chance, it was already in my mind, 2 years went by like that, right? So that's what I am saying. The business is not something that you build overnight by joining a platform to sell cold emails. The
Yes. Yes.
business is everything that you do from now to 10 years down the road, and where you put these bricks in the process of building it.
Yes, yes. That's a great insight about like what approach you should follow to actually build the business. And it's not just about sending cold emails and spamming people. Yeah, got it. So basically, like what do you think are some great things, or some basically some important things that people keep in mind when they are reaching out to someone for testimonial, or for booking them as a client? What they should write, how they should connect?
Lead with curiosity.
Okay.
Cold emails are not ads. Cold emails are not flyers. People
Okay.
should not feel like they're reading an ad. If they
Okay.
feel like you're selling them something, they will delete the email immediately. And
Yes.
so I've seen some very ugly cold emails where it says, "Hey John, if you're looking for," like delete right away. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah, yeah.
However, if you lead with curiosity, is going to be different. So you lead with, "Hey, are you let's say, for example, if you're selling coal, if you're selling something, I don't know. Give me an example, please. Go ahead. Tell me something that one of your listeners, or even yourself, would be interested in pushing, right?
Yeah, suppose someone is a coach and want to help people with growing their social media reach, then what
Okay,
would be
your
the
social
strategy?
media reach. Okay, so we're not going to mention social media in it. We're basically going to even say that that's your, like, you're not going to say at all any of that stuff.
Okay.
And so what you would do is look at what is the main objective of that person. Why do you they want to build? And so it could be because they want to be a thought leader, because
Yeah.
they want to increase their prices. And
Okay.
so you be like, "Hey John, we developed a what would you say if I showed you a way to triple your price point of your services without ever changing your website or doing paid advertising?" Can I
Great.
send, like,
So
we've been
good.
doing this for 3 years and we have dozens of testimonials. Can I send you some info? You see, now I did not say the word social media. I did not say uh, anything except what the thing is not.
Yes.
Okay. It is not paid advertising. So
Yes.
it's without doing paid advertising, without changing your website. And so now you leave people thinking, "Oh, okay, so it's not the obvious things. What is it then?" And so that feeling of, I wonder how they do that, that's what you're trying to do. Because with the cold email, you're not trying to sell the product. You're trying to sell the next step. Let me ask you,
Yes.
what is the next step after the cold email? What do we want as the next step?
Yes. Yes. Got it. So means it's about like going deep. It's not just about uh connecting on the surface level, going deep and knowing exactly what they want and what is the outcome they want, and based on that we should approach, right?
Yes, but that's not all. Like, again, outcome based, yes, and then make sure that they understand, make sure that you don't tell them how you do that. Because if you tell them how you do that, there you go, they have the answer. They're not going to reply to you most
Yeah,
times.
okay, okay. Yeah.
So make sure that you tell them just enough to get them curious, but not everything. Otherwise, if they think they know everything, they will
Okay,
never.
okay, okay, okay. Okay, so now suppose someone like connected and written the cold email, got the response. Now what is the next step, like how they should like actually book them and close them? What is there any strategy around that also?
There's two different ways that you can go about it. You can either, if it's a product that it's under, let's say, $500, I would say you can even send them a landing page and get the landing page to the work. We don't really have that much time left. We only have 2 minutes left, so I will try to get the information as fast as possible. If you're selling something over $500, however, I would say get on a phone call. If it is more than $5,000, then get on two phone calls. A first phone call just to see if the person is a good fit. And then if they are a good fit, then you would book them on a 1 hour phone call. And with the expectation on the 1 hour phone call, you would ask for their business. So the majority of the
Okay.
people that will show up for the 1 hour phone call know full well the price ranges. And they know full well that if they like what they see, they'll have to buy. Otherwise, you guys will part ways.
Okay. Okay. Amazing. So I think because of the short lack of time, we are not going to continue more. But I think in this short discussion, like people got the crazy value because you clearly classified all the steps and the strategies which is needed to actually get started and get the people initially, even if you are just starting out. So thanks, Deniero, for sharing this valuable insight
Okay.
with the audience, and I personally learned a lot from this conversation and enjoyed a lot. Thank you very much. Any closing remark that you want to have?
That's okay. I mean, if anybody wants to check us out at the Remote CEO show, we're all there. We have episode, I believe, 660 or something. I don't even know anymore. But
Amazing,
anyway,
amazing.
it was great being on the show for real.
Sure, sure. Share the link with. I will actually add the link in the descriptions of all everywhere. Please go check out the show. Of Denro also. He's amazing. He's doing podcasts from past so many years, and you are definitely going to get amazing value from his episode, his show also. Okay, so that's all for this particular episode, guys. See you on the another episode very soon. Till then, be impactful. Thank you.